Welcome back to the PCC Podcast. And in today's episode, you're going to find that this is quite a bit of a code switch for the PCC Podcast. I am actually not hosting this episode. I've got one of my right-hand women on the podcast actually hosting and interviewing me, and her name is Jess Bergin. She is behind the scenes at PCC. Not a lot of people who join PCC as a client might interact with her. Because she's more on the marketing, social media side. She helps me with editing a lot of my videos. And she's been a part of the team for over 3 years now and has been just a grounding force through the ups and downs of business for me and for the team. And so we were talking, just to give you guys some background, and we were just talking about my fat loss journey, my transformation that I've made in the past 6 months or so. And she was like, I just would love to pick your brain on this. And I was like, hey, before you ask any questions, let's do it on air and let's do it for the podcast so that our clients can also reap the benefits of whatever comes out of my brain, and we can get some good content and lessons out of it. It's an amazing interview. She did an amazing job with thinking of some really awesome questions. We talk about all things fat loss, my transformation, what sparked it, what's next for me, how it's bled into our coaching here at PCC, the kinds of results our clients are seeing as a result. And it's just a really great conversation and a really fun one as well. So go ahead and listen to this episode, strap in. Let us know your takeaways when you do listen. And again, thank you for your attention, because we know that that is your most valuable resource. And let us know your feedback when you listen.
We're in.
I'm excited.
Where to even begin? I know, me too.
It's like
I'm seeing. No, this is an interview. You're on the chopping block. It might be. No, you're crushing it. So I'm just excited because obviously I've been consuming the content as like a viewer, right? Like this whole journey of yours, but also somewhat behind the scenes with you as we're like discussing content, what you're doing. But I just want to know, like, yeah, a lot. That's all we do.
That's your whole job.
But it's like, I want to know what's going on, like, in your brain.
Me too. I can't wait.
Let's take it to the beginning.
Okay, yeah.
April 9th.
Was that the day?
You posted on Instagram.
Oh my God.
That you are locked in. That you were locking in on your goals. And I was just like going back through your stuff. And I'm like, what triggered the lock-in? Because it was after you did all of your 30 minutes of nothing. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's what pushed it or what, but you were focusing on that one goal, that one target that you had every single day, 30 minutes of nothing. And then shortly after you were like, I'm locking out on my goals. So I'm just curious, like, what pushed that initial, that's it, I'm locking in, I just want to see what I'm capable of?
Oh my gosh. That's such a good question. I didn't even think though to like think about the 30 minutes or 15 minutes of nothing as like a prerequisite either. But like I have a client going through that right now because she's just like, I need to like clear my brain. And I've been seeing it with her. She's like, every week she has a new breakthrough. She's learning more about herself because she's finally like not on autopilot. So, cause like the thing is when I was sitting there in the 15 minutes, like I wasn't like thinking about personal growth. I was genuinely like usually triaging my anxieties about the day and just being like, shit, I'm doing it again. Let me go back to thinking about something else. And then like, I just go back to like worrying, and I was really good at that. It still helped though. But, the honest answer is I feel like I've had these moments of like recommitting to myself and my goals, like over and over again. And I just feel like this one was actually, there was the right lead up of prerequisite self-trust building beforehand to actually like get to where I want to go. So like if we rewind, I think really where the true starting point was when I said fuck it and signed up for a half marathon. It was last May 2025. And I was just in a really and before that too, there were like a bunch of other like, I'm gonna lock in, I'm gonna get shredded, I'm gonna get lean, and like I'd hired Cody before in 2024, like,
Yeah.
and you've seen like all of it too, where I was like, I'm gonna lock in. I hired Cody, and I got leaner. I got like from like 150 to 144, 143 maybe, but I never broke below 140. And like once it got hard, I just kind of like checked out and stopped using him as a coach, which is exactly what you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
So it's like there's this history of like saying I was going to do it and not. And it just like it's always really bothered me. And I think it's like last May was, and last year in general was a really big turning point, because I think the mental health was like really up and down. I had that moment where I was like, I need to do something to prove to myself that I can do hard things. So I signed up for the half marathon, terrified. I was like, I don't think I can even run like 3 miles right now, which is pathetic being a fitness coach and someone who used to run all the time. And at the same time, May of 2025 was also when I hired Kendall, my mentor. I do think like, I probably don't give her enough credit, but like, is as little as we have like face-to-face interactions, because we don't have like calls, like I really think that she has like helped me to just recognize my own value and like prioritize myself more as a leader and a person. And so I think that was a prerequisite of like, I proved to myself that I could stick to the training, that I could make 4, 5, 6 days of exercise a week feasible in my schedule, and that like the time belief started to shift of like, you still get all your work done even when you do a 6-mile run in the morning. You still get all your work done if you do a 2 a day. You still got all your work done if you have a long run on Saturday. Like all of those beliefs started to shift. I think getting baptized and like declaring my faith also was a really big piece in September. I just think from like a spiritual lightness side, like I just was like really consumed with like negativity, mental health stuff. And I think I noticed a shift that summer last year of like being able to like just give up the like constant grip on needing to control everything and like being constantly anxious about everything, because that obviously leads to like more stress and like more nervous system dysregulation. And then I think it really was Kendall who challenged me in like the last quarter of 2025, where she was like kind of really just giving us some of her insight on like, when you're building this business, like remember what you're building it for, and like don't forget to just pour just as much into your client experience as you are like your sales and your marketing. And I was like, you know what, we're going to do the upgrade movement internally, right? So we did the upgrade in Black Friday and started this movement to like really up the client experience at PCC. But I also took it as like, I'm going to upgrade myself. And like, I was like, okay, I'm going to take my nutrition seriously. And that was the first time in probably at least a couple of years that I had like consistently hit a calorie range, like almost every day for like weeks and months on end. And so I entered, slight, maybe a little bit of a deficit there, still, lax on the weekends, or, not being as disciplined, I think, as I am now by any means. But I was able to shave off, because I think I was 147, 148 on the days that I weighed myself, which means the days that I didn't weigh myself, I was probably 150, and I wasn't seeing it like last summer. And I was able to get myself down to like through November, through like February, March, like I was trying to roughly hit like 1,800 calories a day, get my steps up. I remember like the steps were non-negotiable, 10,000 a day. And I hit that streak and I never missed. And then I brought it up to 12. And I think by the time I got to April 9th, I had built this streak of consistency of like, I have not missed my steps at 10 or 12,000 steps a day since November. I have actually hit my calorie targets, 5, 6, sometimes 7 days of the week, and I've actually been making some trade-offs when we're going out to eat or cooking at home more. And like, I just put some of the foundations back in place. And I was already feeling better. I was down to like 142, I think. And I was like, all right, I probably have to like cut my calories. So like, I'm either gonna get complacent like I have in the past, or I'm gonna take it to the next level. So I'm gonna declare it to the world now. And so that was probably the April 9th. And then shortly after was when I hired Cody, and I was like, it's gonna get hard now, and like I'm gonna want to compromise, so I'm gonna put some money in this.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and I think it's funny too, like you mentioned declaring it to the world because you had a post on that recently where it's like, if you make it known, like announce it to anyone, like a friend, a spouse, significant other, whatever, like you're more likely to follow through just because you put it out there versus, well, I
Yeah.
haven't claimed this goal. I haven't claimed what I want to do. So I can just keep kind of brushing it under the rug.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is
and like
crazy.
you wouldn't think about that. Yeah.
But it's crazy because I had actually done that before. I'd like started other fat
Mm.
loss phases and be like, I'm gonna document the whole thing. I'd do like one full day of eating and then like stop talking about it. Because I would stop doing it.
Out of sight, out of mind.
I know, and it's crazy because like you'd think, I have so many followers, someone's gonna call me for it. No one did. Just like how I was like, Jess, you need to yell at me. I'm late to our meetings all the time.
Everyone's just brushing everything under the rug.
I was like, okay, but that I think it's the reps too underneath all of that of like no one does call you on your shit because like okay, maybe people do think you are intimidating or like they're just not paying attention or they don't care. It's like reinforced in my brain like no one's going to call you out for it except for you. So like
Yeah.
you got to like it was like for me I'm going to do this and I think subconsciously or like a small thought in my head was like I could post about this and like let it fade off into nothing and like no one will notice. But like that's not why I'm posting it this time.
Yeah. And I'm curious because obviously you've been in the space for a while now, like a long time. And I would say you have the foundation, but it sounds like this time around like there was a gradual ramp up, right?
Yeah.
Like you did the steps and then you were hitting your macros 5 out of 7 days. Like you kept building on it just like you would with say a client with the building blocks. So do you feel like I don't know, times before when you said you were going to lock in, it was just like a violent jump from trying to go to like a lot of flexibility and balance and not leaning into your habits to just trying to do it all? Like, why do you feel like now it kind of stuck versus before?
Such a good question. God damn.
I didn't even plan that one. That just came.
Oh my God. So I think there's two answers to this. I think, yes, there was a more violent gap between when I would lock in the past and now. And I think it was just like trying to change multiple things at once because I really did kind of unintentionally take this truly one step at a time. Like I spent some time building the training and the time management piece, spent some time on the spiritual side, spent some time with the step goal, and then I weaved in the nutrition. So like it really was one at a time, like month by month by month, really slow when I think about it and think back. Whereas before, like prior years, it was probably more like, okay, I'm going to track all my macros now. I'm going to hit, it wasn't anything crazy, but it'd be like, I'm going to hit like 8,000 or more steps per day, track all my macros, stick to my training plan. Like, that's really all you have to do. But I think it was just like the fact that it was all at once, like you said. But I also think the reason that it clicked this time more than, not more than, equal to that probably is like the reason why I was doing it. Like, I just really had this vendetta with myself this time that like I have to prove that like I could do this and like I have to raise my ceiling. And I can't really put my finger on maybe as we keep talking I'll be able to find it, but like I can't put my finger on exactly where that comes from exactly other than like just wanting to have the integrity that like I say that I have, wanting to, because I've always said like I want to lead our clients from the front. I want to be the example. But I think just something about like really taking my fitness more seriously, looking the part more. Not that anyone really cared. Everyone obviously was like, "Oh, you have a great body. You look great." Like, and I wasn't upset with it, but like now people are like, wow, I'm really impressed by this. And I'm seeing the side of that. I'm like, oh shit, like there was more on the table that I was just leaving,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't really think I knew what was on the other side though. I think I just knew that like the ceiling had to go up and I didn't know what was on the other end of that, but I wanted to prove to myself, number one, that I could get under 140 because I hadn't seen that in 8 years. And then now 130, which like is crazy that I'm so close when I thought like, for years I was like it's not sustainable. I'm gonna have to get too restrictive, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned Kendall because I wouldn't have like made the correlation either, but you always see people like entrepreneurs who pour all into their health and fitness and their training and their morning routines and stuff. And I think to an extent there's like the level of commitment. Like the commitment shifted when you hired Kendall as far as like how you were tackling content and marketing and business stuff. So I'm wondering if that like played any role into how you were going to like also commit differently to health and fitness, like because they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I really just haven't thought about like, the relationship there, but I mean, it really does kind of just mirror to me like the people that you hire, the coaches and mentors that you hire, like really make such a difference. Cause like, and I think I told you this, and like I joke with Aaron, and he's like, "That's not funny because it's not cheap." But I was like, I kind of just like didn't use the mentorship for the first like 6 months. Is like what I would joke about because like I wouldn't like participate in the channels or like ask her for help, and I would just kind of like not really be on the live calls, whatever, for a
Yeah.
while. But I don't actually think that that's true now that I think about it. I think I was absorbing like what values she had to give, even if I wasn't tactically using the program. I was like that May to October, like that was the whole marathon prep. I was rebuilding my self confidence. I was pouring back into myself. Like business wise, was I doing anything drastically different based on what she was teaching? Not maybe a little bit, not really. It was starting to get better with content and stuff, but I think uh like she was pouring into me in other ways. So I think it was more like, and it's kind of how we are, like, seeing your clients as a whole human and like calling up their greatness and like calling them forward, even if it's not like a tangible, like, oh, I lost this amount of weight, or oh, I had this revenue month. It's like, I didn't have any crazy revenue months that whole 6 months, but like, I was able to find more peace in my business and like take care of myself better and like be on like this path that had led me here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's similar to how like you would coach clients, right? Like you guys
Yeah.
might not see anything physically drastic maybe on the scale in the first 4 months, or maybe it's measurements, but what other areas is it impacting your life to set you up for like the continued success? Like the most
Yeah.
successful ones are the ones that are in it 6+ months because it is like a continuous journey. So I
Yeah.
think you probably utilized Kendall and her resources to the best of your ability in that time frame, and it just like continued to
Yeah.
evolve after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should
Which
tell
is
her all
cool.
of this.
Good
I
job,
should.
Kendall.
I know. I should really tell her this because, like, I don't express my appreciation enough. So,
Yeah, sometimes we don't realize it when we're in it until we're over the hump and we're like, dang, you were a
yeah,
real one.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, well, I'm curious, and I know we kind of like touched on it in our last meeting, but you were talking about this recently on a reel, and you went from like the extreme of bodybuilding, and then you were living in this like balance phase, I would say, in the in between, to like now where we're at. I don't know, over the past, what would we say, like 16 weeks? Like, I feel like it's been a whole journey to
Yeah,
see like the evolution, but I just want to like through your lens walk through that evolution because bodybuilding was extreme. And then to
yeah,
come out of that and try and like live in that happy balance medium, I guess we kind of briefly touched on it, but to now here where you are locked in and doing what some would say is the hard shit and just following through every day, like how has that evolution kind of been?
Hmm. I could take this question a number of ways, but I feel like the thing that is the most relevant to me is like it's less about the things that you're doing and it's more about the standard that you're living by. Um, and I say that because I'm just going to kind of, we'll see if this all ties together at the end, but like, um, it's like right now, the way that I eat and live and like my daily routines, like it actually tangibly looks much more like bodybuilding than it does the other side of things. Like there is a lot of structure. I'm hitting my macros like near perfectly every day. I do eat a lot of meals on repeat. I'm in the gym more. I'm getting a ton of steps every single day. But it's not the same by any means because of like how it feels. And like I think that's where like that's where I don't love the middle season, not because like I wasn't happy with my body. Like yeah, were there some pictures that like I thought I was fine, then I saw the picture and I was like, I actually don't really love that, or like I would really love to have some more definition as a fitness coach, like, and just embody that. Yes, of course. But I was comfortable, right? But I think the thing that I didn't like about it was like there was just such a apathy and like lack of direction, and like there was not a lot of structure either. Like I had more foundational habits than like 90% of our clients when they come in. Like I'd batch prep some food every week. I have my walking pad. I get my steps in. I go to bed at a somewhat decent time. But like there was just no goal. There was no plan. There was no like striving. And so it was just like I was finding that striving in like other things that were just burning me out, like work and stuff like that. So I think the difference is like bodybuilding in the early season was like I'm striving for the stage, the judges' approval, for social media clout. Like, I mean, that was a whole different time. Like 2015 through 2019 was essentially that window. And like Instagram algorithm was chronological. You could actually build a following just by posting every single day, multiple times a day. People were really into bodybuilding at the time, like, and people wanted to like follow your prep. And I think that there was a mixture of motivations. Was like, it's keeping me relevant. But at the same time, like I loved the personal development side of it, discipline, doing hard things. I think I got a lot out of that. But then also like, there's the competition side, the judges side, the look a certain way side. And it's like, what that was more for, I guess, external reasons than now. Like the lifestyle almost looks the same, but like my energy and like presence is like way different. I'm not like high strung, like, oh my gosh, I have to hit my cardio, or I'm dreading this, or I'm making this a big deal. Like this is just how I want to live. I think the biggest difference between like right now and the other seasons is like, I think the best way to put it is I was talking to Aaron on like a long walk that we were on at one point, and I was like, I could have been doing this all along. Like there was nothing in my life stopping me from living this way. Like I told myself that I didn't have time. I told myself that it would be too restrictive. I told myself that I didn't have the genetics, but like none of it was true. And I'm actually way happier this way. Why? Because when your standards are higher, like you just operate at like a higher frequency. Like there's more gratitude, there's more abundance, there's more fulfillment. And it's because like cliche as it is, I'm pouring into myself every single day at the highest level possible, and I'm able to give more because of it, and I'm getting more fulfillment out of every single day, even though every single day I'm like, oh my god, I really don't want to do this. Like every single day I wake up at 6 something, 5 something, and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. And then I get in the car and I put on worship music, and I'm like, be in a good mood now because God's music is playing. And then eventually I get to the gym and I accept that I'm at the gym, and I'm like, okay, well, you might as well try because you're already here. And then it gets better from there every day. Every single day.
Just a little bullying in the morning and it improves.
Yeah. Well, and then every single night it's like 9:15, 9:30, and I'm like, I don't want to go to bed on time. And it's like, but that's just like the person I used to be would push her bedtime back and back and back. She'd go to bed at 11, 11:30 because of what? Watching a bunch of YouTube videos that I'm not going to remember 2 days from now that were like kind of funny, but it's not like actual quality time with Aaron. Like we would just like, and I'd sleep past my alarm, hate myself the next morning, and then run on anxiety all day because I felt behind. And like, that's not who I want to be.
Yeah.
It was a terrible cycle. Like that was the biggest thing. The whole like hiring Cody and this transformation, I knew it hinged on my nighttime and morning routine. I was like, that is the one thing that if I don't get that down, like nothing's going to change. But yeah, so I think it's like, it's the person that I want to be. And like, it's just so much more fulfilling to like, even though I don't want to go to bed, as soon as my head hits the pillow and my eye mask is on, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to sleep. This is actually really nice. I'm in bed early. I'm going to wake up on time and it's going to be a great day. So like you have this feel like you can have two things be true at the same time. Like you can be frustrated that like the work is hard and like you got to grind sometimes, but like I am so much happier and more fulfilled as a person living this way. And like, it's just every belief that I thought I had about like, it's going to suck. It's going to be miserable. It's going to be restrictive. Like just wasn't true. Like you're just happier when you're being your best self.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I was thinking about it earlier. I feel like obviously the knowledge base and the experience allows you to be a great coach, right? But I think this experience as well, just that relatability component. Like I was talking with some of my clients yesterday, my in-person ones, and they were like, I want to go to someone like, yeah, that looks the part, of course, but like understands where I've been. And yeah, you could have been living like this the whole time, but also I feel like this only allows you to be a better coach because you were living in the cycle as well. Like you can say, hey, I see you. I see what you're doing. I have literally been there. And one of your reels I was watching the other day, you were just calling out all the excuses like you were just now that you were making for yourself. And I feel like people will hear that and see it and be like, holy shit, like she gets it because that's where I'm at right now. So, you know, in the long run, I feel like it only just further improves your level of like relatability and coaching of others.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely agree. Like I think it's because it's not, it is a lot of people, it's like their health, they're not hiring us for like life or death health. They're hiring us for proactive preventative health. So it's like you can be comfortable and complacent, not change anything. And I think I used to, because I wasn't like pushing past it myself, I would like over validate clients and be like, and like give them more reasons to like not do the thing, or like take their valid reasons to not do the thing as like, okay, well then like, you know, let's try again next time, instead of being like, actually, yeah, there is always going to be a valid reason to not do the thing, but like you got to do it anyways because you're going to be happier. It's going to be better on the other side. And I think living that is like reestablished in me. Like I do have to push people. That's what they hire me for. And like, I've gotten so much good feedback from clients, and our clients are seeing way better results now. Like past 6 months, I'm like, damn, okay. Like what they say is true.
Well, and that was going to be my next question is like over the past, 4 to 6 months, like how has this changed your approach to coaching? Because from my point of view, I feel like you've always done a really good job of holding people accountable, like even as an employee, like giving us the hard truth or like guiding us to the answer, you know, that tough love, but like the honesty that we need. But I even see it now from the outside, like the improvement of the client success. So how has this just like shifted your approach in coaching, I guess?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that has changed is not how I communicate, but it's the fact that certain things are just not optional. And I think I used to treat them as such. But like data is not optional. Like if you want, like you're hiring us to lose weight, like whether you can put your finger on a number or not, like you want your body to change. And like I know that it's like the reason you want your body to change has more to do with identity and self-fulfillment and self-confidence. But like the body does, like it's not that the body has to necessarily change, it's that the behaviors have to change to create proof that you can tangibly see that creates the self capacity, belief, worth, etc., like the internal things. And it's like if you don't see a physical result, like it's just going to be really freaking hard to like convince yourself that what you're doing is like working and that you are capable and that like, right? So it's like the physical result is required, but not for the exact reason that I think people think. And so it's like, in order to confirm that the physical result is happening, well, we need data. We need to weigh ourselves. We need to stop ghosting the scale. We need to actually see calories in, calories out. And I think it's like, I used to let clients negotiate with themselves a little bit too much. And like, I would allow myself to have a justification of like, oh, I can work around it. You know, I'm smart enough to figure X, Y, and Z out. So like, this person, if they don't want to track their food, they don't have to, or things like that. But it's like, that doesn't actually solve the problem. Like what's the like Rich Froning, like Through the Storm. It's like bison or bulls or something are like the only animal that run through a storm instead of running away from it. There's something about that.
I'm like, I don't know.
There's a farm animal that runs into tornadoes and storms instead of away from them, and that's how they actually survive. And it's like this motto for Rich Froning, who's a CrossFit champion. So anyways, it's like, you just have to face the thing, right? To get through it. And it's like, you don't heal your relationship with like tracking your macros by like not tracking your macros. It just makes it more powerful, makes it have a bigger grip on you. It gives you more anxiety about it. It's like, no, I want to be the coach that like, okay, we're going to track our food because we don't want to, and we're going to prove to ourselves it's actually not as scary or hard or difficult or triggering as we make it out to be. And it's like, if it is, then let's like tackle that head on. Let's actually rewrite the story, right? Because if we don't change the story, then like, you're always going to have this ping pong back and forth with this tool, right? So that's, I think, been the biggest thing, is like, certain things are not optional, and like, you just got to tackle the things head on. And like, that's what actually builds courage and self-belief. And when you build self-belief and courage and capacity, like, that's what actually creates results, because then you have momentum, and then momentum creates more action, and then more action creates more results. So it's like, I think just not letting myself or people avoid hard conversations or hard topics or things that they would normally go against. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that's shifted, is like just being more upfront about that too.
Yeah. Did you think most of the pushback that you were previously getting was in terms of tracking macros, stepping on the scale? Like, typically that's where people's hesitancies were?
I think it's in, yes, short answer. Longer answer is like, people wanting to overcomplicate very simple things by like making it like, oh, the simple thing is like hard, so like, I'm going to give myself a more complicated thing to do and like justify it because I don't want to do the hard thing. It's like, well, if we just did the hard thing, it would be 10 times easier and simpler. It's like, because, and you know, I coach the coaches on like the mentorship office hour. It's like, recently, every single question that's come up from a coach, I'm like, okay, pull up the client's data. It's like, okay, they're not hitting their calories. Like, it's just like, they're not losing weight. We don't have weigh-ins. We don't have calories. So like, whatever you're saying doesn't matter. Like, it's not true. It's like, if they're not losing weight, we need to make sure they're actually tracking their calories, hitting their calories, and they're weighing in. It is such a simple equation. And it's like, it can be super simple if you let go of all the mental baggage, right? But it's like, so I think there's just a lot of different ways that I would allow clients to like over-intellectualize, overthink things, overcomplicate things. Cause like, I love to over-intellectualize things. I'd have a ball with it. We'd have such amazing dialogue back and forth about how this could, you know, theoretically work, and like engineer all the nuts and bolts of it. And it's like, we're just wasting both of our time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not actually helping you. We're just like mental masturbating right now with each other.
I can't think of a better way to put that, actually.
It really is. It's like, I take full responsibility for my part in that, but it's just like, it's nice now that like
two.
there are some clients that have really struggled with that, and like, they're just coming around now to like seeing the results when the simple things work, and like decomplicating everything. And it's like, I know you feel relief too, right? Yeah, same. Like, this is so much simpler.
Yeah. And we say like, you know, do the hard things, but it really is the easy things. Like, it's not hard. It's just new. The tracking is new, or the getting up 10 minutes early to walk. It's just new.
Or it's not easy, but it's simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because it really is taking it back to just the basics. And like you
Yeah.
said, you can do the same thing every day and it simplifies your life. Like
Yeah.
there's way less decision fatigue and just overall thought process if you just like keep it
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess I just thought about this. I was like, well, I could, I was thinking about my lunch because I just had the same lunch that I've had all week. Is green beans, broccoli, one laughing cow in either ground beef or chicken, and a fuck ton of buffalo sauce. And so it makes like a buffalo chicken vegetable, whatever. And I was like, I could think about having a different lunch and like finding a new lunch that would fit into like those macros, things like that. And I'm thinking about it and I'm like, but like, don't I have bigger fish to fry than to like ruminate on what kind of lunch I should have? Like, if the biggest problem that you have is that eating the same meal over and over again feels so repetitive that you're like, I need variety and I need to, fix my lunch. It's like, I feel like there's better things to spend your mental energy on. And that's not to say you can't mix up your lunch. Like, go for it. Have fun with it. Have a ball. Like, most of my clients don't eat like I do. Like, actually, none of them do. None of them eat like I do.
Yeah.
Like, I eat like a boring robot most of the time.
It's so easy that way.
But, and it's like they don't. But at the same time, it's like sometimes you got to pull yourself out of it and be like, okay, for me personally, if I catch myself overthinking, what I should do with this meal that I've been eating, like if I don't like it, I'm gonna change the protein source or the vegetable or the seasoning, and then I'm good. But like
Yeah.
if I spend any more time than that, then like I need to focus on a bigger problem. Like, how can I get my clients better results? Or like, how am I doing with like my walk with God? Like something more
Yeah.
important than what am I eating for dinner
Yeah.
on a random Tuesday?
Yeah. Like this mental focus and energy could actually go to something productive.
Yeah. I have a client who like she caught me saying something on my Instagram story where I was like talking about my lunch and I was like, it's a random fucking Tuesday. Like I don't need to like eat something different right now. And she was like, oh my God, that just resonated. Like it's just a random Tuesday. Like why does this need to be special? And I was like, yes.
Right. Because I think I had a coach one time tell me that like or he was talking about this, fixation on food and people try to find like entertainment. Like, oh, that's not fun. It's boring. It's like your food's not meant to entertain you. Like we're literally just consuming food and carrying on with your day. And I do think it can provide a lot like a cultural experience, a social experience. But I think we've shifted to put too much of the focus on what that meal is. And I know you've made some comments on socials or whatever recently where it's like the focus of where I'm going to this event is the event. Like I can have my meal and be present in the said thing and still enjoy myself and not make it about like the meal that I'm eating there or not eating there. And I think that's a really important, shift for clients too.
Yeah. And and I think too, it's like, my head just went like 40 different places at once. If you want to get inside my brain, it's just chaos.
We're in it.
But I think too, it's like it's also again like you can hold multiple truths at the same time. Like I still really value food experiences, like because that was my whole hang up. I was like, I'm not gonna give up Korean food. I'm not gonna give up all this yummy stuff that like I probably am tracking wrong and don't know how to track because it's probably actually way worse than I'm logging it to be. But it's like, and I joked with a friend the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just dieting right now so I can eat whatever I want in Korea. Like that's pretty much the only reason. And it's a total lie. That's not the only reason I'm dieting. But like on the same token, like that is going to be a 2-week stretch where like I am not going to track a single thing. I'm gonna take pictures of everything because it's gonna look great. I'm gonna eat to my heart's content, but at the same time, like that's like the type of person that I am is like that kind of indulgence is reserved for a truly special occasion, not a random Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
It's like I do value the food experience, but like something that my coach really hammered into my head, and I will tell you, I was it was like second check-in after I hired Cody. And I was like, we're going up to Nova next week. And like, I'm nervous because like they're my favorite restaurant, like I want to work it in and da 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 da. And he was like, it's not about the food. Like, it's going to be there. Like, you could just have it. You could have like good restaurants anywhere you go. And I was like, you don't get it. This is Northern Virginia. This is Koreatown. It's da, da, da. I got defensive, and I was like, I am feeling attacked. And in that moment, there was this like stirring in my heart, because I was like, Marissa, he just exposed that you've made food a part of your identity. And like, I don't think you know like how you feel about that with yourself yet. Cause there was a part of me that was like, I don't like that. Like, I feel so controlled by like needing to justify this. I was like, why can't I just, let it go?
Yeah.
And so after I got defensive, he was a great coach, great sport. He was like, okay, maybe I don't understand the situation. Can you explain to me like the significance of this food, and like we can work it into the macros and whatever. So then I went up, and I think because we had that dialogue, it allowed me to be like, okay, he's willing to bend, so am I. And so then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna have one meal that like I track that's, probably off, but like it's my favorite meal that I have there. And if I overeat, so be it. And then that was it. And I came back from that trip, and I was like, that wasn't bad at all. Like, making the sacrifices was not bad. It wasn't hard. It wasn't difficult. The next time we went up, I was like, food's not an issue. I'm just going to pack my shit, and like, I'm just going to opt out of Korean barbecue. I'm fine. Like, totally different mentality. And I think it really took like getting defensive at first, and like realizing like I had made this such a part of who I am that like I have to eat these things in these amounts every time that I go up, when like now I'm like, we're going to go up like once a month for the rest of this year. Like, I can skip a couple times. I'm fine. And like every time I've gone up, it's just continued to reinforce like, I'm there for the people. I'm there for the people. I'm there for the pickleball. I am absolutely there for like the food, yes, but like in the portions that matter to me. And I walk away from those meals having eaten the amount that I wanted to eat for my allotment. And I got the flavor, but I'm also super proud of myself. Like, super proud of myself. And I'm like, I can do it all. I can have the best of both. And like, not feel restricted. I think a big part of it is like, again, just getting to that deeper level of like mentally, where was I with that?
Yeah. Well, do you think you had to like just kind of rewrite your association of Nova a little bit? Kind of like, we have these beliefs of ourselves, and we talk about rewiring your brain and your nervous system and thought process. And like, it got to the point where like you associated XYZ food places with Nova. Like, we're going to Nova, that means I'm eating all these things. Like, it sounds like in that trip, you just had to like start rewriting that experience a bit, because by the second time you went, it was like no stress. Yeah.
It was like, that's a perfect way to put it. It was like, if we go to Nova, we're going to go to Lighthouse Tofu. We're going to go to get Korean barbecue. We're going to go to Ekbot. We're going to go to these different places. Right. And like at every single one, I have to have as much Korean food as possible, because there's not good Korean food in the Charlotte area, and it makes me sad. And like the whole focus was like the food, when like, when it wasn't like, the focus was like to visit our friends. And so that's an interesting reflection, because now I'm like, okay, so we're gonna go up, and like, when are we gonna play pickleball, and like, when is Christine free to do X, Y, and Z, and like, just different priorities. And like, we still talk about the food of like, oh, we want to do Korean barbecue this night, but like, I'm just like, I'll just order the shrimp, or I'll just have a soup to myself, and that's that.
Yeah, I think it makes me think of like coming out of bodybuilding or any dieting phase where people are, stockpiling food, or saying like, oh, once I'm done with this, I can have that. Like, once I'm done with this show, I can eat this cake or do whatever. And we start associating like ending dieting means having those things. So I feel like it's similar, where it's like, it's just the association that we start to form over time. And how can we,
it was totally that? Like, go up to Nova, that's my weekend to overeat. 100%.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because I feel like that probably happens a lot for, people associate leaving work. I always stop at McDonald's for a Coke and fries or whatever. So then it just becomes like the habit or the routine. And so,
or like, I had a tough week, I need a drink, right?
100%.
Yeah. And like, you don't really think about it until you unwire that story and like recognize
Yeah.
like what story have I been telling myself. 100%. Like I couldn't have put my finger on it at the time, but we go up to my hometown. It's a food trip. That was
Yeah.
the association.
Yeah. Because I think we all have stuff like that. I mean, I know when I go see my parents or my sister, we go to certain places. And then it's like, how did we form this habit? Like, why are we gorging ourselves and whatever it is? How did this become a ritual?
Well, the interesting thing too is like the actual actions on the trip have not changed. Like we still go to those restaurants. Like it's just that I either order something different or control my portions better or just plan ahead more. It's like I'm not even changing the fact that we've gone to those places. It's that my mindset around the place is different. My behavior at the place is different. But like in terms of the actual action and the food that we're eating, exact same.
Yeah.
So that's what's interesting is like I didn't even have to like make anyone do anything different. So it's like,
yeah, you guys can still do all your normal things.
Yeah, it's like there's the belief of like, oh, if I'm dieting, then like I'm gonna have to, Aaron's not gonna be able to eat what he wants to eat because we're gonna have to do this instead. It's like, nope, that's not true.
Yeah, you guys everyone can still do what they enjoy. Aaron can still eat whatever, and
yeah,
you can be with him in present.
He had a great time.
Eat. It still surprises me how much that man can eat.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
Maybe for the staff retreat, we'll go to the one Korean barbecue place down here, and he can show off a little bit.
We'll go just for Aaron.
I'm just kidding. I don't think he wants that so he can flex in a team of fitness coaches.
It's okay. He can own that one.
Yeah.
I was curious how your need for like pushing your calories, like either intake or calorie expenditure, like how would you compare it now to when you've gone through previous fat loss phases? Because I know you've also mentioned in your stories, like the mindset plays a difference in what, as well as, in terms of the results that you see. But yeah, how would you compare how hard you have to push?
This has been a pleasant surprise this time around too, because like that's also when I hired Cody, I was like, he's definitely gonna cut my calories. Like we're definitely gonna get to like 1,400 calories a day for like 3 months straight, and that's what I'm gonna have to do. And I also, gosh, it's all beliefs, it's all mindset, Jess. It's all fucking mindset. I also had this story that my thyroid is maybe a little sluggish. Okay. I got labs like 2 weeks ago to confirm it. And like, I analyzed it. I looked at the numbers. I was like, yep, I'm right. My thyroid is sluggish. I knew it. And I'm now validated in my suffering. And then sent that shit off to Cody. And he was like, hey, like when you cut your calories down, like T4 to T3 conversion just slows down because there's less energy. It's not actually a sign that your thyroid's having a problem. It's that like the low energy state creates it. So as soon as your calories go back up, your thyroid function's probably going to go right back up too. And I was like, fuck, you're right.
Damn it, Cody.
Yeah, I was like, why didn't I think of that? It's like, obviously when you're restricting and dieting for a long period of time, like you're and I know this scientifically, but like I had such a filter of like, I'm looking for confirmation bias on my hunch. And so again, value of having a coach, it's these subtle things. But so calories, sorry. So I'm eating like 16 something calories right now, close to 1,700, I think, on the upper end. And I was eating, like I said, 1,800 calories to get from like 150 to like 142. And then ever since I hired Cody, I have been at this like 1,680, I think it is. See, I couldn't even tell you because I'm not focused on it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But 16 something. And it's been, I guess, since whenever you said April 9th. And like he just mentioned in his last check-in response this past Monday, so July 27th, that like will probably make a calorie cut in the next week or two. And like for the last 3 weeks of the diet, we're going to do some like calorie cycling.
Yeah.
And that's it. So like it's been, and granted, I've got a system down for my steps. My step count has never been this consistently high. Like my goal is 12,000, but like I hit 12,000 recently by noon because I'll go to the gym. I'll go to the gym, 10 minutes of walking to warm up. Then I do my workout. In between every single set when I'm working out, I walk. I try to accumulate as many as I can at the gym. I get home. I immediately walk like a loop in the neighborhood, which is probably anywhere from like 2,000 to 4,000. So I'll spend like 20 to 35 minutes walking outside. And so it's a longer morning routine, but like, I don't have kids. I'm going to use it, you know? So then
she's a gym lapper now.
I'm at like 5,000, 6,000 steps by the time I'm done with my morning routine at 9 a.m. And then I get out. And then recently I've just been like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just get the rest done as soon as possible so I can sit. And it's been the best thing ever. I pull my walking pad out. I'm like, I'm just going to walk until like I hit the 12,000. I hit 12,000 by like 11:30. And then I'm like, I'm sitting for the rest of the day. But then we might have pickleball. We might have errands to run. And so like I'm finishing my day at like 14, 15,000 steps, sometimes higher. So, and that's just like normal and in this season of life. And like fully acknowledge my privilege of like I work for myself and like but you know what, I created this life, so like absolutely I have 100%. These privileges. But like, you know, to someone who's not me, it's like okay, that might be like 8,000 steps for them. They create a system around. Great. But like because movement is so high, God, I go on a lot of tangents. Because movement is so high,
I love it.
Because it's so high, I think calories have been able to stay higher. And also the last like notable time I have data about my fat loss phase was like contest prep. And so what's really kind of stupid about this is like when I was contest prepping, step counters were like a pretty new thing, not in terms of the fact that they existed, but the fact that bodybuilders use them to quantify non-exercise activity. So like 2017, 2018, it was like just starting to be a thing. So I didn't have an Apple Watch. I didn't have any step counter. And so I was doing 2 hours of cardio a day. And like, I was like, I'm suffering. It's so hard for me to lose weight. This sucks. But like equivalent time on feet right now, I'm probably the same or more right now. You know, so it's like, it just feels different because it's integrated into my life instead of like, oh, I have to wake up, fasted cardio for an hour, post-training cardio for an hour, because that's what I was doing. But then what was I doing outside of those cardio windows? I was a vegetable, dude. Like I couldn't get myself to move because it was not just walking, it was cardio. And so I was exhausted, right? Yeah. That was before the research was like, hey, there's a diminished returns on like doing a lot of cardio to your fat loss. And I was like, well, yeah, 2019, the study comes out and I'm like, oh, fuck. Literally, that was the order of events. Just
been sprinkling in some movement throughout the day there.
I could have just been walking. Like, what the heck? So like my perceived effort was so high. And then granted, like I did have to get to pretty low body fat levels. So like my calories were like 1,200, 11. I can remember actually off the top of my head, 1,180 was like the lowest that I got. So like that's contest prep though. It's like you're not going to eat shit in a contest prep. But that wasn't like, I think relative to like how it feels and the level of leanness that I was able to get to, because the lowest weight I saw on the scale, like this is actually kind of blowing my mind right now, was 124. And I'm 134 right now. I'm 10 pounds above that.
Which is crazy.
And like,
yeah.
Granted, the judges were like, hey, you're not lean enough. And I'm like, I know. So like I had more to lose. I probably true shredded stage weight, probably like 115. Yeah. Right. But I couldn't get there because perceived effort was way disproportionately too high. Right. If with the right approach now, I think actually probably could get there with a little more ease. But yeah, now like calories, they feel like they're sky. Like I will say I'm pretty hungry.
I won't lie. I'm pretty hungry.
That
Like
was my next question. Yeah.
most of the time, I was telling my small group yesterday, I was like, they were like highs and lows for the week. Everyone go around. I was like, my high is that like I'm deloading, and my low is like I'm just pretty hungry most of the time. Like I feel it. Like by the time we finish this and I finish a couple more tasks, like what I'll have left is like I'm gonna have a serving of carrots and a protein bar and get on my way to my massage, and like by the time I get home I'm gonna be starving. And so like the hunger is there, but it's not like, I don't know, it's just not affecting me like it did before. Like I'm not constantly, that's the other thing I did in prep was like I was constantly trying to get rid of the hunger. I was like
Yeah.
pounding diet A&W, pounding as much sodium as I could fucking stomach. Like I measured it once. My sodium intake during that last prep that I did was like 8,000 milligrams a day, 8 grams of table salt, Jess. I was a fiend because I could not stand this feeling of emptiness in me because I was like, sodium
That's
fills
what
me up.
gets people is like the
Yeah.
trying to cheat the hunger, right? Like
Yeah.
trying to find the loopholes and find ways of getting
Yeah.
around it, and then they just fuck themselves.
It's like the truth
Yeah.
is I am more food focused. I have to consciously catch myself thinking about food in my next meal and being like, go think about something else. Cause like
Mhm.
this isn't helping you. And it's like, I want to grab a sweet treat after lunch. I want to not hit my macros. I want to deviate from my plan because I'm thinking about food more. But like I'm redirecting. I think Cody does a great job with creating models. So he's created the flick it, flip it, feel it model with thoughts. And so like I've actually been thinking to myself, food, noise, thought, flick, like flick it away. Like it is not something I need to think
Really?
about right now. And yeah, so I am more food focused. I am hungry. And it's fine. I don't know. I'm just like, it's just not, it doesn't outweigh like how fulfilling it's been to be seeing the
Yeah.
results that I've been seeing, and to like to prove to myself how many lies I was telling myself for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, and just to like fully show up for yourself, like committing to you, and like you've mentioned before, like honoring your word,
Yeah.
and just building that trust with yourself. Like I can do this, and it is temporary. And it's also like what a privilege that you get to choose.
Yeah.
Like you get to choose to be hungry. I'm
Yeah.
making this active choice, and some people don't get to wake up and make that choice. They're forced into it, but it's like I'm choosing this to
Yeah.
show myself that I can do hard things and follow through, and that alone is so rewarding, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the thing you mentioned, like it's temporary, is like sometimes I'll catch myself in that too, of like, oh, it's just temporary. But like I kind of actually catch myself a lot. I'm getting close to the end of the diet. And I'm like, I don't want this to be temporary. Not the hunger part, but like the challenging myself part. And like
Yeah.
I really like I have mentally already committed in my mind because Cody doesn't do contracts beyond like the first 6 months. It's like 6 months, and then like it's just month to month after that. It's rolling. You can
Mhm.
cancel any time. And so and the last time I took advantage of that in the wrong way, right? But in my mind, I'm like I'm going to be working with him for at least like 2 years because like
Yeah.
I want to reverse well. I want to stay lean. I want to put on a ton of muscle. I want to visibly transform my physique to where people are like, holy shit, a year from now, like, look at how many more of those beliefs I have broken. Cause I'm still working on the arms one, you know, like my arms holding more fat. Like I want to visibly like look like I lift and like look unattainable. And like I think the next ceiling that I've been thinking about recently, like literally past 2 days, I was like, hold on. I'm like really happy with where I'm at physically. And then I was thinking to myself, I was like, I forget what it was. Kendall prompted us with some thought of like, if you thought like the person that like has, 10 times the amount of whatever you have, it's like, how would you show up differently? And I was like, okay, what's the 10 times amount of like where I'm at right now? And I was like, that would be like an elite level physique, like very like bodybuilding-esque, looks like I lift, definition everywhere, like no physical need for me to ever achieve that. It's literally just the symbolism of like how hard I've put in the work and been
Yeah.
committed. but like if I thought about that, and as soon as I thought that, I was like, oh, that's unattainable because like my genetics, it's still there, right? Oh, my arm, my
like
arm's
that
still
internal belief.
My arms are still never going to look like, lean and proportional and whatever. And so I was like, ah, shit, like the ceiling's still going to go up. Like it's just going to keep raising up. And so like I think that's where it's like the dieting, the hunger is temporary, but I really am just so committed to like I do this for a living. So I am going to walk the walk to the highest possible degree from here on out for as long as I can forecast, because like what the fuck am I doing if I'm not as a fitness coach? Like that's just where my brain's at. It's like what excuses have I been bullshitting myself with to not be living this way for like all these people look up to me. All these people are hiring me for support and guidance. It's like I know they don't need me to look a certain way, but I need me to think a certain way and to like exist a certain way to be what I need to be for them.
Yeah. No, I love that. Like, I think we need to show up as the person that we're encouraging them to show up as, right? Or be the example of what you can achieve. And if I'm directing you to say, do, be all these things, but like I can't even do that.
Yeah.
I just feel bad about how I'm presenting to myself, to begin with. So I think it's just been awesome, being with PCC for 4 years now, maybe.
That's crazy.
Is that crazy? Is it 4? I don't know.
I could check actually. Let me look.
Just to see like the evolution that you have gone through with yourself and your fitness journey and how you show up on social media and your marketing and how you coach. It's been really awesome to watch, but especially the past 6 months. And it's inspired me in my journey because like going through being a bodybuilder to a coach and like, how am I showing up for myself? How am I showing up as an athlete or for my clients? Like it is very eye-opening to see just like the transformation that you have made, especially over the last 6 months. And I'm just really excited to see the next, 2 years you're saying you're going to commit to coaching?
At least.
Life.
Yeah.
Life. But yeah, I'm just excited to keep seeing the transformation unfold, honestly.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's been some of the best feedback is like I've had you tell me that. I've had clients tell me like your journey is inspiring me. And like it's like at the end of the day, yeah, it is the physical part that inspires people. It's like I went from looking the same month over month, year over year, preaching this message of transformation, but like not really truly embodying that visually to like, okay, we've got a really nice before and after going right now. Like
a current one at that. Yeah.
It is inspiring. It's like, it's so cool. Like when you think about, especially even just gym goers, like most gym goers like that I've seen over the years and years and years, it's like they will look the same year over year over year, but they're in there every day, right? And they're not seeing the transformation that they want. And it's like that's the frustration of the gym goer. It's like you want to be the one that like actually has that transformation, and the fact that it's so rare, even in a gym setting, right? It's like wild. Yeah. So April 2023 was when you started here.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Second longest standing employee to Tara.
Let's go. I'm holding it.
over 3 years, almost 3.5 now.
Dang. Yeah. So it's been cool. It's been cool to see.
Yeah.
From
honestly,
the lens too.
Yeah. One more thing before we wrap it up, like just grateful for your patience, I think, in the content journey. Cause like, you never arrive. You're never like, okay, this is how content's going to look now and forever. But like, I genuinely like, I don't know if you're just nice or like, because I think there were some seasons there where I was just like, I was just putting shit out to put shit out. And I don't, like, I really feel like now it's like, okay, we have the true PCC message. And like, I kept saying like, I feel like we're getting closer. I feel like we're getting closer. I think we were, but like, it was like, we were taking these little baby steps up like Mount Everest. And like, I think we just finally took a helicopter like up to the, like closer to the top recently.
Just get there already.
In terms of,
I don't fault you for that. I feel like sometimes you just have to like trial and error and figure it out.
Dude, there was so
I don't
much.
know. Sometimes like people want, what is your stance on this? Or what is your mission? What is your bigger purpose? I'm like, you try and find like your area, your niche or whatever. And I just think there was some trial and error in figuring that out. So,
you know what's crazy? You know what's actually crazy though? And this will be the last thing, I promise. And then we'll wrap, because I do have a 3:30 and I don't want to take any more of your time. But when I really so I'll be completely honest. When I made the mission statement and core values like 5 years ago, didn't know what the fuck they meant. Like, just sounded good, sounded great. That's it. Printed it on a t-shirt, printed it on the website. Core Values Award, made that little trophy. Like, it's all performative. It was like, okay, mentor said I need a mission statement and core values. Thankfully, it at least subconsciously got out of my brain into that mission statement, because to ignite individualized transformation in the way that millions of women view dieting, fat loss, and their bodies is like actually it. Like, it's actually true. And I think I spent so much time, I'm not going to loop you into my mess. I spent so much time circling around, like, what's the right message that's going to hit social media and make sales easier and marketing easier? Mm-hmm. It's like, when it came back to like myself, my message, what am I passionate about? It's like, it's changing the way you view it. It's changing the way you think about it. It's changing your relationship to it that creates the transformation. And funny enough, like when I first started all of this in 2016, have I ever told you about the hashtag that I coined at the time?
I don't think so.
It was hashtag, because hashtags were important. You created like your like few hashtags that you use that like people knew you by, and mine was hashtag create your own reality. And it was like, it wasn't like woo woo manifestation. It was like the Kai Green, like thoughts become your things. Like when you like think a certain way, it's how you create like your relationship to your reality. And like just everything about like how it's, do it with enthusiasm, do everything with enthusiasm, or, don't say can't, don't say try, say like all the ways that like it's always been about the psychology and the mindset and things for me. It's just come so full circle now where it's like, create your own reality. Like we all have these same choices, and you can create your life the way that you want to make it. And like, because we all have these same choices. We don't have all the same access or resources, but like if you have to decide between putting this much of the food in your mouth or this much of the food in your mouth, you always have that choice. Yeah. It's like, and so it's like you have the power, and it always comes back to like the self-empowerment part of it, and like your choices and your perspective and your ability to like cultivate self-efficacy. That has always been the message, even when I was an ignorant 18-year-old that didn't know what the fuck she was doing. So it's been cool to see it finally come around to that, and not be like, I like the messaging that we're putting out, but I feel like it's gonna shift. I don't feel like we're all the way there. Like we're rewiring people's brains for good. And like, that's 100%. What creates permanent change. And like, that's what I do. That's what I'm best at.
It is. Yeah. It really is like full circle. You have the vision.
Only took 10 years.
You were on the way. We made it there.
Only took 10 years.
It meant different things at different points throughout the journey, but we're freaking here.
We're here. We have not arrived, but we have definitely planted our roots.
Yes. We've made touchdown.
Cool. Thank you for interviewing me.
Yeah.
This is fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, we should do this again.
Yeah. I think the last time was when I first joined PCC.
Yeah.
Injury management.
I know. But the thing is like, old news. I don't know. Whenever I run an interview, I feel like I make it stiff, because I'm like, welcome to the PCC podcast. And like, and then everyone gets stiff as a result. And then like, it's just not fun. Like, I like that we can just like laugh and banter and, cut each other off. So like, I think this is good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like authentic.
Yeah.
You get the real answers out of it, I feel like.
I swear, clients are going to listen to this and be like, Marissa, I've never seen this part of your personality before, ever. Like, ever. Because I just don't, like, I'm so,
You're not a robot.
I know. I'm trying to be better about it, guys. I'm trying to.
I think you've been doing good. You show up and you've been yourself. And I think all the talking reels and things have helped a lot too, because you're just like, I'm going to just show up and lay it out there.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it. And I think the clients are loving seeing that side too.
Yeah. Sweet. All right, y'all. Well, let us know your feedback on this episode. Let us know if you want Jess back as the host of the PCC podcast, because I think she does a better job than me.
I came prepared with my questions. It was fun.
I love it. Amazing questions. Cool. Alrighty. Well, I'll end this here. We'll hop off. Have a good rest of your day.